Joining me now, Democratic Congresswoman Veronica Escobar, who represents El Paso. Congresswoman, I want to ask first how people are doing there. Are there folks still in the hospital? Do people have the resources they need to process what happened, to heal medically, financially? How are things?
Hi, Chris. Thank you so much for asking. I've spent the day with El Paso families in the hospital here at this beautiful memorial, and folks are doing better. I visited with a gentleman in the ICU who is doing a lot better. His caregivers have told us that he's strong, he's on the mend. I talked to another young woman, Jessica, who I visited on Sunday, who it was very painful for her to walk. Her legs were shot, and as you know, with these kinds of weapons of war, the bullets don't just go through your flesh and your bones, it shatters them. That's the whole point of a weapon of war. And so both her legs were shot through, and I was with her when she took her first steps on Sunday, and she was in a lot of emotional and physical pain. Today I went by and visited her again, and she had this beautiful smile on her face, and she's been walking a little bit more, and she's full of hope. Her husband is doing better. He's also in the hospital. She got to see her kids. This community is full of hope and resilience and beauty. But the other thing that I heard, Chris, totally unsolicited from victims still in the hospital, as they'd grab my arm and tell him not to come here.
That's intense. You've communicated that message. You said that you feel like he painted a target on El Paso's back. I've heard from a lot of folks and read a lot of stories about folks, Latinx folks all across the country, folks who are immigrants of different ethnic backgrounds feeling like a target's painted on their back. Why don't you want him to come?
You know, Chris, here's I just talked to another gentleman, Ralph, a veteran, a Vietnam veteran, who stopped me and he said, I am being made to feel like I'm not American. And he feels that under this president. And so, as I said via Twitter, and I've said before, words are powerful and words have consequences. And the words that he's used to dehumanize us, to dehumanize communities like mine, to dehumanize immigrants, they have a consequence, and they provide fuel for people who already are bigoted. And when they have a president who's racist and whips people up into a frenzy at rallies, and when people yell, "We'll shoot them," and he doesn't stop to think, "Oh my God, what am I doing?"
Yeah.
There's such a moral crisis, and you know we got a call from the White House earlier, inviting us to be part of the motorcade as the president arrived and to greet him, and my response back was, I need a phone call today because I would like to have a conversation with the president about everything I've been saying on national TV. I want to say it to him directly, and I want to see if he would have a dialogue where he accepts responsibility for his words, where he understands the power that they've had, the pain they've created, and says, I'm sorry, and takes them back. Those words are still hanging above us. There are kids who are still afraid this is going to happen again. He has the power to take them back. The response we got was that he was too busy for a phone call, so we declined the motorcade.
You wrote a letter today. You're part of several members of Congress wrote a letter to Speaker Pelosi asking that she bring everyone back to the U.S. Capitol to take some action legislatively to confront the threat of white supremacy. Why did you sign that letter? What do you want to see happen?
So my colleague Tom Malinowski led that letter, and first and foremost, the first line on that letter that you'll see is that Senator Mitch McConnell already has good, common sense, bipartisan gun legislation sitting at his doorstep. Mitch McConnell, we need to make sure that he is held accountable. We need to make sure that we demand answers from him as to why this tragedy hasn't been enough. When will enough be enough? We're all ready to go back to D.C. at any point in time, even me. I don't want to leave my grieving community. But if Senator McConnell's ready to get to work, we will all be ready to get back to work, and we'll keep sending him great legislation. But he is the linchpin here, Chris. I mean, make no mistake about it. And people need to hold him accountable.
Congresswoman, I just want to say I've had the great pleasure to be in El Paso twice in just the last 8 months or so, and it's just a truly special place. It's really one of a kind, and everybody is really sending you their love and their strength in that community. It's a really special place that you represent.
Thank you. It really is. Thank you, Chris.
All right, Congresswoman Veronica Escobar, thanks a lot.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.